Guys are scared to talk to girls now. Even if they see someone, they might not want to approach you. Like, I'm gonna say something super controversial and you do not have to agree with it. But first and foremost, men don't go up to women anymore because you guys call them pervy, weirdo, and all this stuff. And you guys scream at the top of your lungs you hate men. So if men aren't approaching you, I can see why. Another thing, I also believe it's the way that you present yourself and how you carry yourself. A lot of you women in real life are really bitchy. I've seen you guys. You have like a stick up your ass, the way that you guys look, the way that you act, and the way that you carry yourselves. I get approached 24/7 to the point where sometimes it's a little bit too much. Even at
Oh, yes, we're back again with another banger. Oh, yes, we're back again. Happy Monday. Fellas, come on in. Come on in. So I guess you could say I'm in a chipper mood. I'm about to get my day started. I don't have to clock in for Mr. Weiss, Mr. Weinstein, you know, the CEOs of your Fortune 500s in whom you never met, but get the $30 million salaries. And, you know, what you get to ask if you want to be on vacation for 3 days. You get to ask, and you get to get rejected. But let's get into this video. It's not going to shit on you 9 to 5 guys, I understand, but get out of that. I'm going to drive that home. Get out of there. It's going to ruin your mental health. I'm telling you this now. Speaking from experience, it will have an effect on your mental health. If you do something for a long period of time that you hate doing, it is going to have an effect on your mental health. Get out of there. But let's get into the video. I've grown impatient. I'm gonna even say patient. I've ran out of patience with this, and I've been seeing a lot of these posts just float around. I see the posts where women are now saying you don't want to be a man's first baddie, basically claiming that they're the baddie. You see, they're claiming they're the baddie. Now, think about this, guys. For the women who say you don't want to be a guy's first baddie, right? If a woman is truly a baddie, let's just think about it. If she's truly a baddie, wouldn't the caliber of men be consistent across the board? When you look at your high profile women, wouldn't the type of men and the quality of the guys be consistent with what these guys deal with beautiful women all the time because of the caliber of men that they are? Doesn't that make sense? So when you hear that, you have to make sure you know how to decipher these posts and these phrases. But we'll get into that toward the end of the video. But this is, like I said, this is not a rant, but this is just something, guys, I want you to just pay attention to as you saw the clip of the woman breaking down why, because this is the one that you're seeing a lot. I know you're seeing it a lot because I'm seeing it a lot. The men no longer approaching women scenario. And this is the delusion. And I just, like I said, I've studied this so long, and where in these situations, I come to the conclusion women in the West in general, yeah, definitely in the West, just don't have a fucking clue about reality. They're so invested in living in a fantasy, reality escapes them. So here you have an influx of videos from women talking about men no longer approach me. I just want and all this, all while in the midst of one of the most difficult financial times since maybe 2008 and before. And it's only to get worse based upon future predictions and projections. The job market is one of the worst in the worst shapes it's ever been. Not the worst, but for modern time, for the people that are walking around now, they're not used to adversity and difficulty. So think about the women who are basically running around saying that men no longer approach me, right? All while a job market crisis, housing crisis, the most repossession rates, I believe, recorded since repossessions began. People can't get jobs applying. You have men and women alike saying they've applied for more than 1,000 jobs and have not heard one reply back yet. And on the other side of the fence, you have these women. I'm not gonna talk crazy to them. You have these women crying, kicking, and screaming, talking about men are not approaching me. And these are the same women they're talking about they don't go 50-50 and they're not going to do this and that. How many logical people go to chase a bill when they're already drowning in other bills? Think about this. These same women saying this have absolutely nothing to offer a man, because if they did, they wouldn't be making the posts and the videos saying the dumb shit that they're saying. What man or logical person currently looking at the markets and everything taking place has let me make sure I approach a woman today. I gotta make sure I approach these women. These women saying we ain't approaching them. Let me, man, I gotta make sure I approach some women today. This is how deluded these women are in the West. In the midst of a financial crisis, job market crisis, housing crisis, do you find women talking about men are not approaching me? When these men are clawing and scratching to find work and employment. Think about this. You have women kicking and screaming about men not approaching them. About men not approaching them. And it's a financial shit show. Violence is up. Crime is up. What world are these women living in is the question I would have to ask. This is how delusional that they've become. And it's, again, I do place blame on a lot of men. I do place blame, but I really can't, because we're in a system that's manipulated to use against you to make you do certain things. If you don't do the Christmas two-shoe bullshit, you traumatize my kids because they can't go back to school and show off the new J's because little brand them down the street gonna have the new J's, and I want my kids to have the new J's because they got them. You see, I've ran out of patience. I've ran out. To see these conversations still happening and frequently at that. To see these conversations still floating around talking about men not approaching me and this, that, and the third. In the midst of everything that's taking on, proxy wars, all type of things. You women have lost your fucking minds. I come to that conclusion. You women have lost your minds. And like I said, I'm just talking to the men at this point. There's not going to be any attempt to save you. There won't be any attempts to save you, any attempts to save it. The effort, it's a wrap. So what it is, and this is what the women are basically being vocal because they think that's going to be some type of alarm to get you to get back in line, as I just stated earlier. Let me make sure I approach 3 women today. These women saying we ain't approaching them. Let me make sure I do it. I'm gonna speak to my people again, because I like speaking to my people, because we have the most unique, depressing, and what's the word I like to say? Demoralized situation. I seen this other posting, if you're in Black Facebook, Instagram spaces, where I believe it was a conversation circulating about a baby mother, baby daddy situation where the baby mother has custodial, is the custodial parent and the child stays with the mother, that if a bill needs to be paid, that the baby daddy should be obligated to chip in, even though she has another man coming over here and there to fuck her. But the baby daddy should be responsible for her bills, even though they don't stay together. And I saw this, and I saw some comments of some elderly women, because, the guys have to chime in. Oh, my baby mamas, it don't matter what's going on. If they need it and I got it, they gonna be straight. Think about this. And he breaks it down saying my baby mamas, meaning he created a few broken homes. And the elderly women, and you can just look at the profile pictures, are in the comments saying you're one of a kind, praising this man for saying this ignorant nigga shit. Praising him. That's how I know the bar is in fucking hell. That's how I know. The women, old women coming under this post, praising a man, saying if one or of any of the baby mamas in which he made needs a light bill paid, I'm going to pay it, even though he's currently in a new relationship with a new woman. Huh? This is the bar. This is where we are now. Think about this. This is where we are. So I ran out of patience. It's a wrap. Shout out to the After Pill. I've been seeing some of his videos. At this point, and I think America knows this, and I think they're preparing something very special for the men who are vocalizing and basically putting out a message that we're just going to let it go to shit. Who's going to join your militaries? Who's going to do the dirty jobs? Men are not in the workforce. If you haven't paid attention, they're rebelling until shit gets corrected. And it's going to be with the women, because the women are the only ones that can run amok, cause all type of havoc, and get off scot-free. Get men unalive, no jail time. Make false allegations, no evidence. The men go to jail for years. The women get off scot, no jail time. Create bastards, broken children. Let's look at the murders in Philadelphia for young black males. No accountability, no jail time, no punishment outside of the pain that you losing your child. This is in 2024, in the future. This is 2024 that we're dealing with the ignorant nigga shit still. And it starts with the mother picking the father. And vice versa. I'm going to say the mother because the mother controls sexual access. The man controls his seed. But you don't drop the seed without sexual access. It is a process. And women want to reshuffle and make the process something different than what it is. A woman chooses man, not the other way around. The woman chooses the man. And you just have to ask the magical question. Hey, ladies, I hear your complaints and I see all of the things you're saying when you're dealing with relationships. Why not wait till marriage to have sex? And here comes the bullshit. Men can still leave, even though the percentages shows overwhelmingly the woman leaves these relationships and destroys the family. Overwhelmingly at 80 to 90%. 80 to 90%. That's an A with flying colors, I think. It's like an A. I mean, you got majority of them right. Almost all of them right. Ladies, men don't give a fuck about approaching you in this day and age. I'm sorry to tell you. We're trying to build, get ourselves together, weather this storm that is affecting everybody. And you think somebody's supposed to walk up to your nappy head ass because you think you cute. Because you think you cute. It's insanity. But this is the Twilight Zone, gentlemen. Just keep your head on a swivel. That's all I got to say for this one. You guys make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm going to do another video today, possibly, but I'm out of patience. It's the day, man.